e tabua e o si sambe mo rekan roka adoro mo tabua ando tele taka na waro na pula FM namba 2 e na sir
bola na go ilimo ando tele taka na FM na go sa sector to na pula FM
bola o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu ni mo kisa o ba chiku na sinu ando tele taka bali na waro na pula FM na bantu na sir
o lori mai na ga gini suka lambasa to do tele taka na bola FM na bantu na sir
Bola FM.
Good evening. This is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Tonight, 32 families living as squatters receive lease approval notices. Health Ministry ramps up surveillance system to monitor Zika virus. And inconsistent shipping services affects villages of Ndoi on Onoilao. "32 families living as squatters in Naindovi, Nandronga have been given a new lease of life. Today they received lease approval notices from Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama for the land they have been living on. Eleanor Tarangai view with this report.
A new chapter in their lives is being written from today. These families can now be rest assured their future generation will be taken care of after they received approval notices from government to legally live on the state land they have been on for the next few decades.
This will grant 99-year leases to these families, giving them a sense of ownership and restoring their sense of dignity. Land, as we know, is an extremely valuable resource. It provides stability, it provides security, and it creates wealth. For too long, the families of Naindovi have lived without those assurances and benefits.
For about 45 years, Ringamoto Fullman and his family have been living as squatters on their piece of land. The notice he receives today will ensure better days for his family.
Since for my dad's days, working in the FBC, till he got pension. He died and it was after him almost 50 years. We've been living, waiting, So today at last, there's a government that stood up and looked into our grievances.
Mr. and Mrs. Ganeshan have been living in Naindovi for the past 30 years without any sort of security on the land they've been living on.
For the last 30 years, we've been here without any security or anything like that. So finally the day came and we got our lease and we are really, really very happy. Yeah, it's a very big day for us in our life and for my children in future and my grandchildren in future.
So far this year, government has issued a total of 110 lease approval notices to squatters who have been living on state land for years. Eleanor Tarangai, FBC News.
The Health Ministry is ramping up its surveillance system to monitor Zika virus in case it might come to Fiji. This was highlighted to FBC News by the National Advisor of Communicable Diseases, Dr. Maikama.
The virus has been linked to an increase in cases of a rare neurological condition that results in babies being born with abnormally small heads and often serious and sometimes deadly developmental delays. This usually occurs when the woman contracts the Zika virus in the 3rd month of pregnancy. Dr. Kama says this virus uses the same mosquito vector as dengue.
Mosquito vector that we have here for dengue. So we've always been concerned about this virus because of the possibility for for it to establish itself here in Fiji with this kind of vectors here, with the vectors here. So we've been surveilling it all this while.
The Health Ministry diagnosed 2 cases of Zika virus last year and since then has been watching for it. Dr. Kama says the regional and global surveillance for Zika virus has been extended because of how this virus has been spreading to other regions.
It's quite an expensive virus. It continues to infiltrate areas that it hasn't been to before. And we know in the Pacific that it can come to Fiji because it's in all the other islands, main islands, Cook Islands, you talk about New Caledonia, it's already there.
The most common symptoms of Zika virus disease are fever, rash, joint pain, and red eyes. The illness is usually mild with symptoms lasting from several days to a week. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
Villagers of Ndoi on Onoi Lao are pleading for consistent boat services in the Southern Lao group. Unreliable services to various villages in Onoi Lao has caused major financial setbacks for many families. Ali Kimbia has more.
More than 30 families in Ndoi village on Onoi Lao are calling on government to provide more vessels to service the Southern Lao group. The vessel that is currently serving these islands makes only one trip a month. However, this is not enough, as food rations bought by families does not last for the duration.
Sometimes no sugar, no flour, so we're about to... It's good we have cassava and those things, eh? So we don't have any sugar, we just drink coconut every morning, lunch, dinner. We drink coconut.
Biuba Kaloloma says when vessels don't turn up, their children suffer the most.
Before the boat came, we just use napkins. Sometimes we was about to go to the other village, no diapers, so we can't go for the small babies.
Village headman Mataika Pasi says this has been an ongoing issue.
The boat cannot come for 2 or 3 months, and this has resulted in shortage of groceries in our village shops. So we cannot go anywhere else but to find means and ways to survive.
The village of Ndoi is one of the furthest island in the Lao group and is pleading for government's assistance in this regard. Meanwhile, Commissioner Eastern Lukemo Rivalu says discussions are currently underway for another vessel to service the group. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The Commerce Commission of Fiji is now pursuing alternatives to go after traders not complying with the reduced VAT rate. Chief Executive Bobby Maharaj, while speaking on FBC TV's For the Record program, confirmed that the Commission will use its powers against offenders.
While the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority is the key agency on VAT issues, the Commerce Commission has found other ways to prosecute businesses. Officers are on the lookout for traders who advertise reduced prices but don't actually apply it.
We have gone an extra yard in saying let's identify some of these traders, because if in case they put up those notices and they have not passed the benefits, that amounts to a case of misrepresentation. Now so far we have identified a couple of these traders and we are now preparing our papers to file charges. Apart from what FRCA might do, you cannot depict to the customers that a price advantage exists if it does not. Now by putting notices that the price has been reduced for VAT, and if you have not done that, you are creating that false impression that you have reduced the prices. There is a price advantage now.
The Commission is applying Section 77 of the Commerce Commission decree in this instance to investigate and fine traders. Maharaj reveals that they've identified about 8 traders who have not been able to justify why the prices have remained the same as when VAT was at 15%.
Then some have made allegations that the supplier has changed the prices. When you go back and check with the suppliers, their wholesale documents, the supplier price has not changed. So far, none of the traders have been able to prove that we have not been profiting from VAT reduction.
Meanwhile, 5 companies have already been fined by the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority. Edwin Nunn, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama has directed government officials to ensure that fixing of roads and water problems remain their focus. Bainimarama, on a tour of the Western Division, gave this directive at a Talanoa session with civil servants in Talena Vuruvuru, Singatoka. He says funds have been allocated to fix roads and provide clean water to everyone, and they must be utilized.
Let's utilize those funds for water cartage, making boreholes, putting boreholes in place. There's a settlement up where we came from, Kabunanga South, that's still drinking out of river water. We can't afford that anymore. It means that some of us are slow in getting things done.
The Prime Minister's Western tour continues. Still to come, Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority relies on new technology to improve services.
And I love meet your friend. Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कब तक हमें Mirchi FM सुनता है. Mirchi FM is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in nursery.
मैं अशफाक वालिद हुसैन. Mirchi FM मेरे नस नस में.
Mirchi FM. Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority will be relying on new technology to improve service. Marking International Customs Day, the tax agency has made a commitment to be better at its job. Kelly Vadhala has the details.
Customs officers are on the front line of border control, protecting Fiji against contraband, illegal imports and trafficking of drugs.
And having a digital approach to your operations means that you are able to expedite matters. You are able to perhaps even get information that you would not be able to ascertain when you were to even put out a form, or even if you had to individually interview people. Because digitization invariably gives you the opportunity to verify facts even before people get to you.
The theme for this year's celebration is Digital Customs Progressive Engagement. Finance Minister Ayaz Said Kayum says technology also means that agencies such as the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority can be more liberal in their operations.
I think there is still perhaps a mindset in some of the agencies that being overwhelming is the way to operate. That is really not the way to operate in a modern day setting. The way to operate is to facilitate, yet at the same time be extremely vigilant in terms of enforcing the laws of your country.
Acting Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority Chief Executive Vishwanath Das says the organization is concentrating on excellence in all aspects of customs.
This theme is not only central for customs business, but essential to the strategic positioning of FRCA in its leadership role in Fiji, the region, and the globe, in line with our government's vision for Fiji.
Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority is part of the World Customs Organization, which has more than 177 members. Kelly Vadhala, FBC News.
The government is taking concrete steps to tapping into Papua New Guinea's trade and investment sector. Our first Trade Commissioner to PNG, Navitalai Tuivuniwai, begins work next month and has set some envious targets. Ritika Pratap reports.
Trade Commissioner Navitalai Tuivuniwai is well aware of the mammoth task of creating more opportunities, but he has a plan and is ready to execute it.
I'll be doing a very comprehensive orientation program with key government and private sector agencies all over Papua New Guinea, and it also includes some visit to some of the key centers like Lae, Madang, Mount Hagen, and of course Kokopo.
Speaking at the Fiji Papua New Guinea Business Council cocktail in Suva, Tuivuniwai said his priority is to set up a trade office which can accommodate Fijian business people travelling into the Papua New Guinea capital.
So if you do come by to Port Moresby and you need an office space, we'll have an office space reserved for you to do your, because some of you travel intermittently into Papua New Guinea and you don't necessarily need to have a fixed space to conduct your business.
Papua New Guinea has experienced 14 years of economic growth. The Trade Commissioner says he will look at options for Fijian companies to tap into.
Given the growing wealthy and middle class in Papua New Guinea, there's always an appetite for modernization. People are wanting to modernize, and I think for the wealthy Papua New Guineans, their consumption decision is mostly based on the premium or the quality or the value added that companies and businesses can offer, and maybe not all the time it's based on pricing.
Vuniwai says other industries that Fijian business can tap into include textile and clothing, ICT, fisheries and the service industry. On the same token, the Commissioner has advised local businesses to do a thorough background check before signing any deals in Papua New Guinea. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
A 4-member team has begun an underwater survey of the MV Sullivan. The Australia-based Ardent company was awarded the tender to conduct a comprehensive assessment of what it would take to salvage the ship. Fiji Ports Corporation Limited Chief Executive Vajira Piasena says the actual cost to salvage the ship will be determined after the assessment. He says the report should be ready in 2 weeks' time. The assessment report will be discussed with the Ministries of Infrastructure and Transport and Public Enterprises, as well as the Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji and the ship's owner. The assessment will cost around $8,000 and has been fully funded by the Ports Authority. India celebrated its 76th Republic Day today. Here in Fiji, a celebration was held at the Indian High Commission in Tamavua to mark the day. Fiji's relationship with India has become stronger over the years and continues to grow. Acting Indian High Commissioner to Fiji, Jagdev Singh Rana says this relationship covers cooperation in several areas such as education, training, health, trade, tourism, culture, sports, defence and others. He says the recent visit by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Fiji and a visit by Prime Minister Bainimarama to India reflects strong bilateral relations. An NGO from the United States is in Fiji, assisting families struggling to make ends meet. Samaj Sewa Fiji founder Parmesh Sharma says he's communicating with the Ministry of Poverty Alleviation that provided him the list of needy families. Each year, the organization's members visit various communities and help provide to meet the basic needs for poor families. This year, their visit coincided with Minister of Women Rosie Akbar's northern tour.
I met with the ministry and I saw that what Madam Rosie Akbar was doing. So we decided to expand a little bit into this kind of facilities and try to help if we can help with bed sheets, baby blankets, and also we'll be taking some raincoats to the children in Natewambai.
The team visited the Lambasa Hospital and the Baba Singh Ashram as well. And on that note, sports is up next. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. Coming up, Fiji Sevens team depart for New Zealand 1 player short. An under-17 women's football team returned from OFC Championships. These stories and more after the break.
I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nandi. I love Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Rakiraki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nandi. I love listening to Gold FM. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team is out to end its 5-year drought at the Wellington Sevens this weekend. Fiji last won the title in 2010 after defeating Samoa in the Cup final. Josephine Avula caught up with the team before it flew out to New Zealand today and filed this report.
Departing the country for another World Sevens Series leg, the Fiji Sevens side looks prepared and keen on playing in the Wellington Sevens. Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan says the players have been urged to execute the right game plan in each pool game.
Put into practice what we've been doing in the training field, spending a lot of time on getting our defence as strong as possible, making sure that our attack is even more cutthroat.
Ryan last tasted victory in Wellington in 2009 while coaching the England Sevens team and hopes he can do the same with the national side.
I've been a coach of a team that had a Fijian winning the winning try in extra time, so if we can replicate the same this weekend, I'll be pretty happy.
Being part of the Fiji Sevens side that won the Wellington Sevens title in 2010, Pio Tuai says he has sacrificed a lot for this tournament.
I sacrificed my festive season and followed the strict diet that was issued to us in order to maintain my fitness before I came back to camp to prepare for this leg.
Fiji takes on Japan at 11:36 a.m. on Saturday before meeting Wales at 2:38 p.m. Fiji's final pool game is against Argentina at 5:46 p.m. Josephina Vula, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Vodafone Fiji Sevens player Nemani Nangusa has been withdrawn from the team to the Wellington and Sydney Sevens. During the team medical checks last night, an injury was detected and the decision was made for Nangusa to be rested. Viliame Mata will replace Nangusa and flies out to join the team later this week. The Wellington Sevens will be played this Saturday and Sunday, and you can watch it live on FBC TV. A powerful New Zealand Sevens side has been named for the Wellington tournament. Headlining the team are All Black stars Sonny Bill Williams and Hurricanes forward Adi Savia, key players who will lead the home team's charge at Westpac Stadium. Fiji Under-17 women's football coach Yogendra Dutt has commended the effort of his team that competed at the OFC Under-17 Women's Championship over the weekend. The bronze medalists arrived back home today to be greeted by proud friends and family. Josephina Vula has more.
Returning from a strong outing in the Cook Islands, these players were all smiles and proud of their achievement. Coach Yogendra Dutt says the performance of the players was outstanding.
Fraternity in the country is proud of the achievement which the girls did in Cook Islands.
Dutt says the achievement of the players signifies the bright future that lies ahead of the women's football in the country.
We prepared this team within 4 weeks and they did wonders for the country. And the discipline out there, not even the team officials, but others where we were staying in the hotel, the foreigners also commended the girls.
Goalkeeper Francine Lockington, who won the Golden Glove at the tournament, says representing the country in the sport has been a dream come true.
It's an honor and a privilege to be part of this Fiji team. I wasn't expecting to represent Fiji as a goalkeeper. It's been an honor, and I just thank the selectors for having faith in me and bringing me into this team.
The team defeated New Caledonia 3-2 to claim the third place in its first ever outing at the tournament. Josephina Vula, FBC Sports.
Youths in Awamangi and Votoa villages in Nandrunga no longer have to spend money to travel to Singatoka town to train in a proper gymnasium. This comes after Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama opened 2 fitness facilities yesterday, costing government $12,000 each in the 2 villages.
This is not the first time and certainly not the last that my government will be giving fitness centers this week. My government would like to bring the same services and facilities enjoyed by those living in urban centers to rural areas.
The gym facilities are geared towards preparing the 2 village rugby teams for the upcoming season. That was your sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now.
A new product launched by the Carpenters Finance will give customers an opportunity to own a brand new vehicle on low deposit and easy repayment options. CarMax Auto Finance also provides customers the option to trade in existing vehicles to make monthly repayments lower. Financial controller at Carpenters Finance, Janine Kumar, says the product has a fixed interest rate.
7.99%, customers can enjoy a low repayment over a term of 60 months. And the Carpenters Finance is a complete financial provider in the market, so therefore the repayment that we have worked out includes all the fees and charges.
It has been an uncomfortably warm and humid day across the nation under generally clear skies. All of the centres report high humidity and temperatures in the 30s, ranging from 31 in Savu up to 33 in Lautoka and Ba. We'll have another warm night tonight before returning to generally clear weather early tomorrow, followed by a chance of afternoon showers. Looking ahead to Wednesday, the warm spell continues. At sea, northeast winds gusting to 15 knots and moderate swells. And recapping the main stories for tonight, 32 families living as squatters receive lease approval notices. Health Ministry ramps up surveillance system to monitor Zika virus. And inconsistent shipping services affects villages of Ndoi on Onoilao. On to this week's question, and we are asking, Do you agree with Semi Kunatani's inclusion in the Fiji Sevens team? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Bye for now.
I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Nasinu. Today FM rocks. My name is Denasa, and I'm from Lutoka, and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Mulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks. We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.